Do you guys remember what Shakira said?
What was it?
No fighting.
Hey, did I tell you about the
Come on.
the place that we saw in Long Beach when we were on our way to the skeleton party?
You did not. You told me so much, but you didn't tell me about the trip there or back.
So we were driving through Long Beach. There's a lot of white people. Anyway, we were driving.
You're in Long Beach.
We were driving. There's no ass in Long Beach.
No.
Nobody has any ass.
It's all in Oakland.
So we were driving.
Really?
And
okay. I didn't expect it. Okay, that's not what I expected him to say, and I don't know why.
He scared me. Anyway, it was called Knickers. N-I-C-K-E-R.
Like pants?
Yeah. Like Snickers without the S.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the old-timey term for pants.
Knickers on insurance. And, I started giggling in the backseat.
As a mature adult would.
Mm-hmm. I was like, why? What? And Jesse's friend in the back was like, what? And I was like,
It sounds like the bad word.
It sounds like the bad word. Why did they name it that? Yeah, I didn't get a picture. It's just like when I go to or I went to the Morokai store in like West Covina.
Mordecai? Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars, dude?
And there was that that building that said KVJMD. And I was like, that's not a real fucking name.
Still laughing at myself.
You always do.
No one else is gonna do it.
So you beat the boss, and I didn't even notice.
Did I just like kind of glaze over your thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought it'd be funnier than it was.
Oh, well, hold on. Take me through it one more time because I think I did.
The KVJMD.
Oh yeah, you were really excited about that.
That shit was funny.
What is it with doctors having freaking funny names?
I think he was like a foreign guy, so
I could guess. Thank you for that mechanic.
I honestly think I've seen that name
KVJ
recently, like not there. But I was like, you better be a gynecologist, like.
No, that was funny. I'm glad I didn't just walk over that one. I just got distracted by my stupid joke.
Speaking of stupid, you told me the wrong button for the timer.
Whatever.
So now I'm confused.
Are you? I thought I checked you a number for it.
Well, you gave me the number, but that number is for the whole recording, and it didn't account for the.
It's off a little bit, but like that's okay.
Okay.
I mean, if anything, I'm the one who has to deal with it, so it's my fault that I gave you the wrong information.
Yeah.
No, it's not. When you freaking have a timer and a little circle with 2 arrows and it's a stopwatch, that means freaking lap.
Yeah. Not
Thanks,
restart the
asshole.
whole thing. Why is it not a stop button and a lap button?
Why isn't it? Like, why would I need to reset my freaking timer?
Fuck you, Samsung. Or Motorola, or whoever made my phone.
Whatever dork made that freaking timer program.
Oh, I have a question.
What?
So you know they make like knitting machines, like you put it on the thing and you crank it, and then it makes like a hat?
No.
Okay, so they make those. Like,
Oh.
you remember the looms that I had?
Yeah.
They make those, but like you crank it.
Okay, go on.
All right. Is that handmade?
Okay, so it's like the yarn winder thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that handmade? I would say it is.
Okay.
Because, like, there are people who can't do that shit because, like, they're bones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say that, like, yeah, that definitely counts because they're still like putting the work in to put it on the winder and wind it. It's certainly a lazy man's way to do things.
Is it the same as handcrafted?
No.
Okay.
No, I actually changed my answer. No, it's not. But what I meant, what I was thinking, what I was thinking was, it doesn't make it any less legit for people who aren't trying to use it for easy money.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where the distinction is. Everyone on the post was arguing about it, and I wanted to chime in, but I said, who gives a shit? I'll just talk about it with my husband. They were like, okay, well, if you're using a tool, then when you crochet, how is that handmade? Because you use a hook. And it's like, no, it's about...
That's a lever, asshole.
Yeah, it's not that...
My God, are you serious? Did you see that?
Yeah. How much of the work are you doing? You know what I mean? I had this crisis as a child when I realized my great aunt made my quilt with a sewing machine. And I was like, what the fuck? And then
freak ass bitch!
And then I realized once I got my hands on a sewing machine that, yeah, that's still handmade because it's a pain in the fucking ass to use that thing. Because there's so many other elements to sewing that isn't just making the straight line.
Yes.
But
then there's a whole, also with a sewing machine, there's a whole freaking other set of skills you have to learn.
Yeah. Like cutting the fabric, pinning the fabric, ironing it.
Doing your math right.
Doing all your math, color matching. Like, there's so much shit. But when it comes to the yarn winder, the knitting machine, I know it's not mass produced, but I don't count it as handmade either because
well, I mean, it is.
It's doing the bulk of the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's and like, what prestige do you get out of somebody on the internet considering your work handmade?
It's, yeah, you made it. I'd say it's homemade.
Homemade, yes.
Not handmade, because there is such a difference between putting the yarn on there like once and then cranking it, because you could have a drill do that and automate it even further. Like, you sewing a fucking pom-pom on it at the end does not mean it was fucking handmade. When you knit,
excuse me,
you're doing every individual fucking stitch. You know what I mean? You're there for the whole process. If you are engaged and present. You're not fucking engaged when you're just winding that motherfucker.
No. It's kind of funny that you mentioned that. There's a precedent. Is that the right word? In fighting games. For this exact idea. There is a specialized controller you can get called a hitbox. And you've seen a fighting stick, right? It just looks like an arcade stick. Well, a hitbox completely removes the stick because there are people who can't grab a stick. So if you can't grab a stick but you want to play fighting games professionally, you got the hitbox. Now the hitbox is like, it's got 4 buttons instead of like a directional thing, so you just hit like, it's basically WASD. And some people are like, that's not real. Fighting games is like, you shouldn't be allowed to use a hitbox in Melee because it like cuts down so much freaking time off of your like crouches and stuff. Other people are like, well then freaking, if the rules are getting that granular, why don't you have your own private freaking thing? It's like, we're all just fighting with these freaking things.
Yeah.
If it's such an advantage, learn it. If you want to play to win, learn it.
Yeah. That's hard though, because a lot of times, especially in games, I mean, even with the yarn, the fucking knit thing, it's about accessibility and you know, ableism and all that shit. Okay.
No,
but I think when it comes to monetary stuff, it should be taken into consideration. Like, there should be like a little asterisk or something.
Just don't lie. If it's not handmade, then don't say it's handmade.
Yeah, well, it's like, if I've thought about getting one of those knitting machines to make beanies quick and cheap. So it's like, oh yeah,
yes!
this one would be like $10-15 based on materials and time and whatever, right? But if I'm doing it traditional, fuck no, that shit's like $30 easy. But the problem comes where people are like, oh, well, I'll just charge as much as the normal stuff. And it's like, no, fuck you.
Well, if you're a talentless idiot, then sure.
It's another reason why I look at knit, and I'm not snobbish, but I'm like wary of anything that's knit.
If I've learned anything, damn it!
Caesar.
Should I just not finish that? Should I just not learn this? I'm gonna do it anyway. If I've learned anything, oh, was that the end of the episode?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
If I've learned anything in my time around you while you've been crocheting, a machine can't replicate this.